Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly in the Weekdays at Bernie segment tonight. Very interesting press reaction to my interview with President Obama. The Associated Press headline, Obama defends himself from an array of Republican criticism, everyone. New York Post, O'Reilly tackles Obama in pregame interview. There was no headline in the Washington Post. As mentioned, the paper didn't cover the interview in print, which is kind of stunning. But the New York Times did a very fair piece. The headline was, Obama is tackled by O'Reilly before the game. Reporter Peter Baker played it straight. And joining us now from Miami, the purveyor, Goldberg.com, Mr. Goldberg. How about that AP headline, huh?
Right. This is, you question him about Republican criticism, not criticism,
right.
but could you imagine if after Chris Christie's monumental 2-hour news conference, somebody wrote a headline, Chris Christie defends himself against Democratic criticisms. That would never happen because they're not democratic criticisms, they're criticisms. But by throwing in, as they did, as the AP did in your case, what they're saying is that your questions weren't legitimate.
That's right.
That they were partisan.
And you know, this is the danger to the Republic. The Associated Press has lost a lot of power, but it still goes out to every small newspaper in the country. And they just take it and they just put it in. And you know, the Associated Press is really not an honest purveyor of information anymore, period. Now, I understand, Goldberg, I heard a rumor that you have a different perspective on this interview.
Well, first of all, as your longtime media guy here, this is a no-win situation for me, as you well know, Bill. If I say you blew the interview, then you're going to call me a pinhead. And if I say it was a great interview, then I'm kissing up to Bill O'Reilly. But having said that, here's my take. I thought the interview was only mildly more interesting than the Super Bowl itself, and not nearly as interesting as the halftime show by Bruno Mars. Here's why. Okay, here's why. The questions were fine. But this president, on Super Bowl Sunday or any other day, wasn't going to level with you or the American people. Let's just take the IRS thing. Not an ounce of corruption, not an iota of corruption. Why did the woman, the central character in this whole thing, Lois Lerner, as Mary Catherine Ham just said, why did she plead the fifth against self-incrimination? And then on Benghazi, you know, it would have been nice if the president said, oh, yeah, Panetta came in, told me it was a terrorist attack, and then I sent Susan Rice out to lie to the American people. It was a dog and pony show, Bill. It was 10 minutes of you getting what you needed, which was speaking to the president before a huge audience, and the president getting what he needed, taking on big bad Bill O'Reilly, and Bill didn't lay a glove on him.
I disagree with you. I think the fact that he was evasive on some very pointed questions is very illuminating. And I think the bulk of my mail, and we've gotten tens of thousands of pieces of mail, reflects that. They know that I can't make him answer. Most sane people do. But when you have the president failing to answer a Sebelius question, as simple as that, then they know they're not being leveled with the American people. And that is important. These questions had never been put to him, Bernie. Can you believe that?
Yeah, unfortunately, I can believe that, and I give you credit for asking them.
All right, Bernie, last word on the interview.
Okay, that question from the viewer that said, why, Mr. President, did you say you want to fundamentally transform this country, a country that's been very good to you? I would have hit, and then he said, I don't want to fundamentally transform it, and you said, well, those are your words. I would have said, Mr. President, here's exactly what you said in front of a cheering campaign crowd. We are 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America. You said it, Mr. President. Please don't say, I don't want to do it now. You said it. And what did you mean when you said it?
All right, Bernie, we appreciate it as always. Waters World on deck, the Super Bowl party edition. Do I have to say anything more? Waters is next.